Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Mickey Leon. So I have the Echelon EX-3 bike behind me and I'm going to put it together. So I decided to do a kind of like a step-by-step video on putting it together. This is my first time putting it together, so we'll be learning together. And I'll show you guys kind of the process that I'm going through. So again, I haven't put one of these together yet. So this is my first time, so let's see what happens. So as you see, the bike is in the box. Everything pretty much comes, it's primarily it's kind of put together already, but you see, so I'm gonna pull out the pieces. But we got the seat, the pedals, it's a set of tools that they give you to use. Not quite sure what that is, but we'll see. Looks like the base with the wheels on it. And as you see, the bike itself is mostly put together already. Definitely has some weight to it. Alright guys, so I have everything unpacked and I have the instructions here. So we're gonna go through, looking at everything. The instructions seem to be pretty straightforward and there's not really a lot of parts. What I did do though was go and get my own screwdrivers. They give you this little ratchet screwdriver thing. I don't know how well that's gonna work. So got my own screwdriver and we're gonna go through and put this together. I'll move the cameras if I can, but I'm gonna talk through it all, so we'll see. All right, so the first step is they want you to remove the frame, loosen the bolts in order to remove the frame. So all of these little bolts here, again, we use my screwdriver. Well, nope, I'm not actually. I'm going to use their ratchet. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10 screws. There's like 10 screws to take out. So all right, so I'm gonna stop you right here and let you know. So when you get to these bolts, they want you to remove the bolts, but I'm screwing them and the bolts are moving. So you are most likely gonna need to grab a pair of pliers or something like that so that you can hold the bolt in place. So you can hold the nut in place while you remove the bolt. So I'm gonna get that and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So I grabbed a pair of pliers. Let me use those to help take off this bolt. If you don't have a pair of pliers, I'm not saying you can't do it. It just may be a little bit more difficult. Okay, so I have taken all the bolts out. So now we remove the frame from the bike. So take this and the frame at that point slides right off the bike. All right, so now we just got to move the rest of the cardboard. All right, so now we go into assembly. All right, so we're gonna cut these wires off. There's wires, it seems to be like wires and things like that everywhere. So gonna cut those to free the wheel. I don't think I need these things again, but just in case, I'll set them over here. All right, so next is we're going to use the key, the hex key that's included to remove the metal front bracket. So that's up there. And we're going to place the front foot with wheels under the front bracket. So, and then you get the frame that's got the wheels here is what we're going to be putting under it. Yeah, so we're going to take this out, pop that wheel on, and do it. Pop that front wheel on and retighten it. It's pretty simple. And again, y'all, don't judge me. My basement's a mess. I decided that I'm just gonna put this together and not gonna worry about cleaning it up to make a space for it first, because that would prolong my workout process and allow me to make excuses. So this is all about not making excuses and just getting it done. All right, so I got the front wheels on. Tighten those, I think. So now I gotta go to the bag of tools that they gave us. Part number 18 are the foot bolts. There's 4 of them. That's these 4 that are in this bag. That's what you're gonna use to secure this to this part again. Like I told you guys, I haven't put one of these together yet. So if you're still watching this and you're still with me, thank you. I'm doing this so that I can show you how difficult or how easy it may be to do it yourself. So these are the foot bolts. Put it in here. Surprisingly enough, you guys can't see it from there, but I would say some of the welding on the piece is a little shoddy. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not going to affect ridership, but it is a bit shoddy. I don't know if the Peloton would be that way, with it being such an expensive bike. I mean, this is a $1,000 bike. It's still expensive, but yeah, it's a little off. But it's not gonna affect like the quality, the ridership, or anything like that. So don't worry about that. All right, so now we're gonna go around to the other side and do the back. Same thing. All right, so I want to actually show you guys kind of what we're doing. So this is the same thing I did on the front. I put the piece on and now I'm tightening it down. Be careful not to hit the wheel if you use the tool that they gave. Alright, so that's down. You see I did the front, that's down too. Alright guys, so the next step is the dumbbell holder. We're going to bolt that to the back seat. It's got the dumbbell holder so that you can have weights for your workout. A lot of spin classes will have you incorporate some type of weights. So they don't tell you which screws to use, but again, if you look back at the chart, it should let you know. There should be 2 small identical ones. I'll show you. Yeah, so it's like 2 out of all the ones you have. These 2 are medium ones, the dumbbell holder ones. The screws are the medium sized ones. So you have some extra small ones. You have 4 larger ones that have washers on them, and you have 2 that don't have any washers on them at all. That's the ones for the dumbbell holders, okay? All right, and so got those on. So now it's time to put the seat on. Place the seat onto the post, tighten down and secure with the included wrench. And by that, they mean one of these. All right, that was pretty simple. Tighten down. I would say be careful not to strip it. As you know, it's easy to strip stuff like that. So you'll probably have to tighten it again as you own the bike and as you go through it, depending on how you ride, I think. And then also, you can replace the seats too. I've seen people get different seats that are more comfortable than spin seats. So, you know, maybe worth it to hold on to the tools if you don't have the proper ones. All right, so this next step, we're gonna pull the 2 wires out of the frame and tie them together with the included twist tie that is attached to the handlebars post bracket. All right, I do believe that they mean, this is the post, there is a twist tie right there. So I think that's what they mean. So we're gonna find out. Okay, so I just wanna show you guys, you can see there are wires in here. So we're gonna pull these wires out. Now, it looks to me like these wires are already twisted together, as opposed to what they said to do, tying them with the post frame. So I'm not gonna untie them. They're tied to me. So we have to take those wires and feed them through the post. All right, so we have to take these wires and feed them through here. All right, so I see what they mean, and yeah, you are gonna want to tie them. But see, had I not done it, I wouldn't have known. So you are gonna want to tie these wires to the post, to the twist tie on the post. There's a reason. So get them on here and twist them up as good as you can, and put them through. And so there's a top. The twist tie there's a spot at the top. So you're gonna pull them through with that. But now the trick is there's a little hole here, a rubber hole that you guys can't see, but when you have your bike, you know what I'm talking about. And you have to work this wire through that rubber hole. That's tough, like, because you have to make sure that you don't mess the wire up. So it is a little tough. Right. All right, so we got the wire through. That is easily, so far for me, the most frustrating part, because these wires are frail, and if you pull too hard or cut them, you're gonna ruin your bike, and then you have to put it back in that box and take it back or send it back. There's a little rubber piece that comes off. They don't tell you to take it off in the instructions, but if you take it off, you will save yourself a bit of a headache. So I took it off, so now I'm gonna put it back. Take that rubber piece off to pull those wires through, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier. Still annoying, but easier. All right, so it tells you to pull them through, unwrap them, separate the wires, which once you get it through, that's fine. So the next step is putting the handlebars onto the post. So you got to put the handlebars on, but you want to tighten them with your fingers first with these screws. So that's the other 4 screws, the ones that I told you had the bolts on them. That's the ones you're going to use for that. At this point, you probably want to undo the twist tie. And at least drop it down. All right, so those are on. Finger tightened it first, like it said. All right, so once you get the handlebars on, then you want to take the hex wrench that they gave you and tighten them down. Honestly, if you have your own hex wrench, it'll probably be a little bit better for you. Alright guys, so after you've done that and you tighten the handlebars down, you're going to attach the console. So you're going to take the console, take your screwdriver that they gave you or your own, remove these screws, hold on to them. You'll see there's 4 holes on the handlebar. You'll see exactly where it goes. You're gonna hand tighten these. Usually when I'm doing something like this, I'll take my phone and shine the flashlight up there to make sure I'm lined up so I can see it. But my phone is currently making a time-lapse video. It's a time-lapse video of this process that you guys can actually check out. It's posted here on YouTube, and I'll link to it as well. You don't have to hand tighten this. My screwdriver has a magnetic tip, which makes it a whole lot easier to hold these screws when you're doing it from the bottom. Again, this is just simple tools that you could pick up from Home Depot or order off Amazon. I'll link to a set if you guys want. You can check them out. Alright, so be careful not to over tighten. Next, you have to attach the wires that you pulled out. So you'll see, and when you do this, you'll see it. It's a black wire and a white wire. It's very similar to what you might see inside of a computer case if you ever put together a computer. I know everybody doesn't do that. I am a tech guy, so, you know. But you attach the console here, and there's a little clip at the bottom for the black one. I have big hands, so it's a little difficult for me. But, you know, if you guys have smaller hands than me, it should be pretty easy. Actually, smart thing to do, hindsight is 20/20. Smart thing to do would have been really to just go ahead and attach these before you secured it. You really could do that with the length of cord you have. So when you put your bike together, just kind of see what works for you. This little white one is super annoying. I might have to take it back off. All right. Now, that's attached. So now it's time to roll to the pedals. So I can tell you guys right now, the pedals are more tedious than pulling that wire through. I see why people say that now. So when you're doing the left pedal, you have to remember, you have to know, the left pedal is reverse threaded. So the way that you're typically used to tightening something is gonna be the opposite on the left pedal. All right, y'all. Pedals are on. They're tight. They should be good. I will say you probably should keep your tools around just in case they get loose, but they're on. All right. Last step, assembling the water bottle holders. There's two water bottle holders. I can't speak. And they go right on the side. And the last 4 screws that you get, the small ones, that's what you use. Well, guys, that is it. That's it. That was the final step. The bike is put together. It really wasn't that difficult. It took, in real time, it took almost an hour, but that is because I slowed down a lot, making sure I did everything correctly. But the actual steps were not that bad. So the most tedious part was the pedals, followed by pulling that wire through. So that's it. So here it is, guys. The bike is put together. That's it. Everything is done. All right, guys, so as you see, I finished putting together the bike, the Echelon EX-3. I'm excited to get on it. I'm excited to ride it to start my workout. The decision to get this bike, it was something I was looking at for a while. I was originally gonna get the IC4, the Schwinn IC4, but the bike sold out everywhere. Like back in October, it was available. November, it was available. Then Christmas came and it sold out everywhere. So I started researching more bikes, and I saw this one, and I saw it was pretty popular. So, you know, I compared the two, and it was pretty good. So I looked at a few Instagram videos when I was deciding on this bike. The channel All About Anika, or Anika, I think it's Anika, All About Anika, and I'll link to that in the description. Her videos, she's a blogger in London, and she has the Echelon EX-3. Her videos helped me make the final decision. And then it was Tail Happy, and I'll link to that as well. Just looking at the specs and different things like that, because I wasn't familiar with buying my own spin bike and knowing how that worked. So between those two channels, they really helped me make the final decision. All About Anika, I watched her video putting the bike together. I watched her video of like her 30 days. I watched all of that, and she really helped to explain it. So if you're watching this, I want to say thank you for helping me make my decision on the bike. I am looking forward to getting into this, doing it, seeing how things are going to work. I'm going to use the Peloton app. Right now, I don't plan on using the Echelon app, but I may try that out too, just to see how it goes. As I said earlier, I'm going to do a 30-day challenge for myself. So we'll check in, and I'll see, and I'll let you guys know what it's like as a big guy riding this bike, how comfortable I am or not. I'll be, you know, pretty honest with the review so that other people can make a decision. If you are into fitness, if you're going through a journey, anything at all, you know, comment, like, let me know what you're going through, and we can maybe go through it together. So again, this is the Echelon EX-3. I put it together tonight, and yeah, we're gonna see what happens. So I will see you guys in the next video.
Make it so simple, baby.
Think about your hinging at the hip, right? So you're